Well, that is a familiar view for a lot of you truckers out there. I know it is to me. Good morning and good afternoon from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. My name is Carl Krebs. I'm a member of our LifeWave Success Live Younger group on Facebook and on other social platforms. I'm also a member of our Live Younger group hosted by our good friends Robin and Gregory Mascari Blanc. And I'm coming to you live from Saskatoon, and in today's edition, I am going to be talking to our truckers out there. There are many of you out there, and I know you either are a trucker or you know a trucker. It's almost impossible to not know a trucker. And I'm going to be bringing some of my colleagues on the call as well. We're going to talk about this thing called the power of the patch. You've heard me speak a lot in the last while. Most of you know me as a freedom fighter, a person who went to Ottawa to stand up for our rights in this country. And I continue to remain firm in that resolve that we have certain rights and the government cannot take those rights away from us. But you've also heard me speak very candidly, very openly, and from the heart about my faith, believing that God is our creator who has endowed us with inalienable rights, and that we are able to enter into his presence through the wonderful Savior of Jesus Christ, whose birthday we will celebrate in less than a month. I know you get excited like I do. So, and then the third thing you've heard me talk a lot about is LifeWave patches. And the reason why I talk about these three things is I'm very passionate about them. They are dear to my heart. And the patches for me, as I've introduced them to many people, have changed their lives in more ways than they can imagine. And so today I want to dedicate this segment, which will be a first of many I hope to come, towards our truckers, the people that carry the goods and provide the services that bring everything to your home. There's not a thing in your home that doesn't involve a trucker. And I know you know that. And at different times in the year, we talk about it, how much we appreciate them. And as a trucker out here, it's not an easy job. It's very demanding. In fact, few of you may know that it's listed as in the top 10 most dangerous jobs in the world. That doesn't seem to make sense, but it does if you're out here pounding the pavement as we do in all kinds of weather and under all kinds of circumstances and situations. So why I'm talking about LifeWave in regards to trucking is that in 2021, I thought I retired from trucking. I sold my trailer. I kept my tractor. The tractor is now for sale, and I have committed myself to be a company driver. And I do love trucking. It's either in your blood to do it or perhaps it's not. But for those of us that do it, we understand the demands of it. And one of the things that is so important is your alertness, your mental acumen, your ability to keep your head on a swivel as things may be changing within nanoseconds around you, and your response to them is very important. It could be the difference of living and not living. And I don't want to over dramatize that, but myself, I have faced many situations where alertness was the thing that kept me either out of the ditch or kept me alive. These rigs move at a good speed. Many of us are loaded, with the 5-axle units that most of us are pulling in Canada. We're pulling sometimes up to 80,000 pounds. And depending on the topography, the road conditions, the weather conditions, it makes a difference in how you're going to respond. And for me, when I entered back into trucking, I came back as a different person. Different in the sense that my health was, in fact, in many ways better. That using the patches, the LifeWave patches, and particularly the LifeWave X39 patch, made a huge difference in my ability to do my job. So then, why would I not want to share it? And on today's broadcast, I'm going to bring a couple of colleagues on board here, and they are both truckers, and I'm going to see if I can just find them here and bring them on with me. So give me a moment here. I'm looking for Jim Reed. Jim, if you could send a request. I see Roger there. I want to bring him on board as well. But Jim, if you could just send a request here to join me on the camera. I'd like to speak to you about some of your experiences as a trucker. So in the meantime, I'm going to bring on Roger Sawatsky, a colleague of mine, and a truck and a person who's also using the X39 of this job involved. So give him a minute as he comes on board. And here is my good friend, Roger Sawatsky, a fellow trucker, a good friend, a brother in Christ, and a person who is in our LifeWave group using the product. Welcome to the call, Roger. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing good. Yourself?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'm on the road and you're at home, and I know this is a familiar place that you pass through every week because you have a very demanding job in that you run teams. Just very briefly, what does that mean in the way that you do your job? Because you have a very demanding job that is nonstop for about it's almost 19 hours, I think, that you do on that circuit.
No, it's 21 hours till normally home from home. It is basically very, very steady, like 5 runs a week
Yeah.
on the road for 21 hours a day. It is easy tiring. If you can't sleep, you will not make it. And it's definitely a priority to be staying alert on the road, because if you don't keep the wheels on the road, everyone knows what that means. That
Yes.
you won't be longer a truck. And the company where we're running for, it is a risk. If you hit the ditch, if you keep it on wheels, you might have a chance. If you flip it on the side, you're suspended for 5 years. So,
Yeah.
but to stay alert, it is not always easy. LifeWave patches have helped me a lot with having better sleep, better rest when I will sleep. So
Okay, so just a point of order here. When we talk about staying alert, typically drivers, as you've seen them line up at the cash registers, have their arms full of energy drinks and all kinds of other ingestible products that are trying to keep them awake. Now, I get a little concerned when I see that because the body does need rest. It cannot be constantly stimulated to the point where you're just not going to need sleep. You're going to need sleep. So talk to us for a minute about using X39 and the rest that you get, the quality of the rest that you get.
well, looking at those guys what have the arm full of energy drinks, one thing a lot of people don't know, that a lot of people don't want to know, but they're all poisoning. Like, it's basically toxic for yourself. And if you have a toxic body, you cannot heal, because you only can heal if you have an alkaline state of your body. Diseases only survive at the toxic body. So, and that's one thing: have the right water, have good water, and drink enough water, not Diet Pepsi or whatever everybody drinks.
Okay, but yeah, and those are all things that we should avoid. But in using the X39, one of the benefits that's stated by the company is a more restful sleep, a deeper sleep, a higher quality of sleep. And what the product is doing, as I've noticed, and I just want you to weigh in on it, is that it lowers our GABA so that our body can enter into the REM sleep. That is the quality of sleep. Let me give you an example, people, as you're watching, because I know you'll know this. When you're tired, you lie down and have a snooze, and you wake up 20 minutes later, and it feels like you slept for 5 minutes, but it was 20 minutes or a half an hour. A lot of us truckers do that just to regenerate and renew our bodies. But X39, the LifeWave X39, puts you into a more restful sleep. And as a trucker, our sleep is second to nothing. I mean, you can go without food, but you got to have that quality of sleep, Roger. What have you noticed about your sleep after using X39 as long as you have?
Oh, I noticed definitely a deeper sleep, more restful sleep, and it gives you more benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's definitely a healing sleep. Like, one thing we have to if you don't have enough sleep, you will not regenerate and you will not heal, because that's the time when the body regenerates, is when you're sleeping. And X39 helps definitely a lot with getting the oxygen through your blood. Like we just recently did a test on live blood analysis on Corolla's blood, and it is insane what that's the difference. If the blood is clogged up like altogether, it cannot flow properly, and after 15 minutes, it's just a day and night difference how that blood is just flying.
Yeah, exactly. I saw those videos of a properly conducted medical examination of her blood before and after using X39 and the combination, I think, of X49, correct? Which is another one of our patches that helps regenerate the body. And we used to say things like activate stem cells, but we can't say that any longer because people watch. And so we make no claims about our patches to heal, diagnose, cure, or treat any known disease. But here's the magic of it, guys. And why are we talking to truckers? Truckers face some of the same health issues, many of the same health issues that we face, but in an accelerated format, in a magnified format. For example, obesity is a big problem with truckers. We're seeing that all over. It takes you one trip, either in Canada or the US, to see truckers that are horribly obese, legs that are the size of tree stumps. You know that sugar diabetes is probably involved. You know that high blood pressure is probably involved. And again, I say we make no claims to treat, diagnose, or cure any of those conditions, but the evidence points to the fact that using our product, whether you're a trucker or not, but particularly to the truckers today, is an incredible opportunity to regenerate the body. And that word regenerate brings a whole lot of hope to the situation, doesn't it, Roger?
Oh, absolutely. Like you see it all the time. Truckers are tired, and the way they walk, and just the shape they have. They sit all day, no exercise, eating all day, pretty much. Drinking pop all day. That's
Drinking
one.
pop, eating chips, nibbling. It's not hard to pile on 100 pounds. And I'm proud to say, and I say this with gratitude in my heart, that having been introduced to this product, I am now 20 pounds lighter. I met a friend the other day. He says, wow, you look younger than it did 2 years ago when I last saw you. And it's true. It's happening right before our eyes. And we have incredible evidence to support the things that you can anticipate. But to our truckers out there, we really want to reach out to them because this is a safe, affordable, non-invasive product that's going to bring about some wonderful changes in your life. And an alert trucker, a healthier trucker, a trucker with a greater sense of awareness where his peripheral vision is heightened, where everything about what he's doing is better, is a safer trucker out there. And with safer truckers out there, all the highways are safer too. And that's the purpose of what we're talking about here today. So we intend, Roger and I working together with some of our other colleagues, to come on every Saturday and give you some information about what are the patches, what are they doing. And just by example, you're seeing right here, this is the size of a patch that I'm wearing. This patch here particularly is a glutathione patch. And glutathione, and there's X39, glutathione is the body's major detoxifier. All of us have varying levels of glutathione in our bodies. This patch is able to raise your glutathione 300% in 24 hours. All of what we say in terms of the efficacy of our product is backed by science. So I want to thank you, Roger, for coming on the show. Is there anything else you want to say before we move on to the next segment?
Well, it's sometimes alerting when you look through the trucking world, how those drivers these days operate, and how not very less attention they pay to the road, and even car drivers. It's insane what they do to you. Just 2 days.
That's another. Yes, that is another thing, how alert do you have to be when someone pulls in front of you and does a brake check, Roger, and your heart goes in your throat and everything about your survival kicks in as this guy is playing games with an 80,000-pound truck? Wow.
That's not all. That's not all of what I want to say. From 2 days ago, I had a car on the side of me when the light turned yellow,
Mhm.
and I knew I couldn't brake, so I hammered through. That's what the instructor told me when I made my license. So if you can't brake, just hammer through, because that's where the yellow light is for.
Mhm.
Nobody is moving yet.
Yeah.
And there was a car on the side of me. He stopped, but I looked in my mirror and I saw him flashing with his high beams 3 times at me. But by the time I pulled up to the next light, he was right there again. He had his window down, he had his phone out, he took pictures of me.
Yeah.
Haven't heard nothing yet.
You will. Chances are you will. And, we never get their license number, but they always got ours because we have our names on the doors and our plates and everything. Roger, I know you're home for the weekend. I want to wish you a restful weekend. Looking forward to seeing you at our event Monday in Winnipeg, where we're going to make a live presentation of LifeWave, the product, the science, the inventor David Schmidt, and we're also going to present the business side of it because it is a wonderful way to create a second passive income. So thanks for joining me on the call here, and we'll see you this weekend in Winnipeg. Have a good weekend, buddy.
Thank you. Jim is on there in the comments. So.
Okay, yeah, I see him here. I'm trying to bring him on the camera. Thanks,
Awesome.
Roger.
Bye.
All right. So, Jim, if you can somehow join me on here, that would be great. I'm still looking for you in the chat here, but we're having trouble with that one. Sorry. Can't seem to. If you could send me a link, that would be great. But what I want to talk about, guys, here is the power of the patch. Imagine having no pain, sleeping through the night, and having more energy. This is possible. It's good for all of us. It's especially good for our truckers. And what we have here in the LifeWave X39 patch, which is our single patch wonder, is that it will help you to look, feel, and perform and live younger. And that's what it's about. It's about life is more about the quality than the quantity. And never mistake a good life, a long life for a good life, because there are varying degrees. And most of us are living with some kind of pain. And that pain, unless we remove it, is a problem. It is a problem. So we have a historic breakthrough in wellness technology where we can actually regenerate the body. And I'm not going to use what I would normally say, but part of what we do to regenerate that body is activate the body to produce a copper peptide called GHKCU. That copper peptide is scientifically proven, and it was Dr. Lauren Picard who discovered this wonderful peptide. That copper peptide is associated with our body's ability to produce stem cells. That is unequivocal. That is not even for question. So our patches raise your copper peptide in your body. And the results, as I could show them to you, if you were looking at my computer screen, are astounding. We have all kinds of anecdotal testimonies to show how these results are manifesting themselves in people's lives. As little as 6 months and sometimes a couple of years, the differences are noticeable. How about amazing wound healing? That happens with our patch as well. And having gone through a surgery this past year, I can tell you that my healing time was cut in half. And that often is what's happening, is healing times are cut in half. Several people that I'm working with right now are basically finding out how their stem cells are being activated through GHKCU and how their healing is being enhanced. So we have testimonies from doctors. We have literally hundreds of doctors across the world, because we are now in more than 85 countries around the world, and the most recent market we're opening up is in South Korea. The office is opening up, and the market will open up in early 2024. So the doctors testify to it, the people testify to it, the word is getting out, and you'll see our little patches, again, what you're seeing here, appearing on athletes. Olympic athletes, college athletes, professional athletes all over the world. But it isn't just for the elite. It isn't just for those people that are professional athletes. It's for the average day person. Professional drivers need help too. And I'm telling you this from the heart, that these patches work. They will do more than you can believe they would do by simply peeling and sticking that patch on. So LifeWave right now is on an exponential growth pattern. Having been established in 2004, we are entering into our 20th year, and in the last 5 years, we have 20 times ourselves. 15 times in 4, 20 in 5. The growth is exponential because the fact is the product is working. No company grows where their product or service is not worthy of the market. And our products are. In fact, LifeWave recently was voted in 23-24 in the top 5% of direct selling companies. And so what we have is a top 5% company with an incredible product that is unique to itself and the market. We are the only product of its kind, protected by over 130 patents, of which David Schmidt owns. We have great coverage in the world with 15 different distribution centers. We are not a Me Too product. We are a proprietary product, unique, the only one of its kind that is in the world, doing what it's doing all naturally. And guys, you know as I know that most of you are concerned about the things that you're ingesting. You're concerned about what the pharmaceutical companies have in mind. You're concerned about healthcare choices that you may have made that you now regret, or ones that you refuse to make because you believe that your body is able to cure and heal and protect itself if given a chance. And that's what the patches are doing, helping to raise your immunity system and strengthen your core so that you can, your body can heal itself. And that may sound almost impossible, but that's where the advanced technology of the health industry is going. Healing properties of the body, recognizing them and enhancing them. So we have different videos, which I'd love to send you if you ask for them, but we have a most unique product that the world has yet to see. There's still many facets of the world. And in particular to our truckers, the latest stats that I came across was that there are about 324,000 truckers in Canada. And as is typical, the multiplier is 10 times that in the United States. So what we have is a vast audience of truckers that are in a job that is very demanding, but not able to take advantage of some of the things that we can take advantage of. And that is opportunities to exercise, opportunities to eat better. But there are things you can do. And some of what we're going to talk about in our next segment are some simple exercises, some simple improvements to your eating. We certainly advocate for health supplements, vitamins to take. And if you add the patches, it's going to be amazing to see what you will see. And I'm going to be doing some testimonials in the next few days of truckers that have taken on the challenge to try the LifeWave patches, in particularly the X39 patch. And we're going to hear their stories. And testimonies is what drives our product in the market. It is the stories that we tell about our own experiences that propel the product. So in a direct selling market, which we are in, it is necessary for us to communicate with each other and share the good news. We are never intentional about selling you anything. And the event that I briefly mentioned, which I'll talk about in just a few seconds, is yet another opportunity for you to come out and examine the claims of the product, which are that we don't diagnose, cure, or treat or heal any known disease or sickness. But we do make the claim that our products will regenerate your body. Think about that word, regenerate, make new. That's powerful because our bodies have been subject to many different types of forces that have changed our health. And our patches are designed to return you to a state of homeostasis, a balance in your body. And when that happens, the body that God created, that who gave us, is able to do immeasurably more than we could imagine. So the testimonies are nothing less than compelling. And that's why we have this theme of heart to heart. We share our products from one person to another because we believe in the product, we believe in the healing properties of the product. And it isn't just about healing, it's about health and having a better life, a better life. How can you not want that? I'm going to add Corolla onto the call. She is the wife of Roger. Hello, Corolla. You're the
Hello.
wife. You're the wife of a trucker. That counts for something too.
Yes. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that I could join because that's what I did. Just making sure that I could click on the join button so people could know how it works. But
Yeah,
that's how I came on the call.
that's great.
So
Right. No, and I thought that was probably the reason. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Jim Reed, our colleague in the trucking industry, to join us, but we'll get him on the next call. But while I got you on the camera here, Corolla, you did something that, unbeknownst to most of us, and you went and did a blood analysis because you've been using our product for yourself, and you're embarking on a health journey and going into the gym regularly. Your eating habits have changed, much like ours. And you were curious, would there be any scientific medical analysis that you could do about the blood? Because life is in the blood. The Bible tells us that the life is in the blood. Tell us briefly about this blood test that you did before and after X39.
well, I was looking for a long time already to do this, right? So I couldn't get it done somewhere else that I was looking for. And a very good friend of ours, for you too,
Yes.
she said, I have a freedom fighter friend, she'll do it for you. So that's how I got onto the wagon. And then when they even saw, like before, the blood cells were clumped together, and after, like, I just like, she took the blood test and I put the patches on, like X39 on C7 and X49 below the belly button. And so then 50 minutes later she took another sample, and then she looked at the blood.
Did you say 15 minutes later?
Yes.
Yeah, just 15 minutes later. Okay,
Correct.
that's significant. That's pretty quick.
Yeah. And then before I could hit the camera, like, already my friend said, there's much more energy, and you saw the cells flying. Like, I should have taken a video before to compare it to, that people could see. I'll do it next time, but this was it was not planned to be a long thing anyways. Usually it would be for an hour or so, but this time it was only maybe 15-20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, it was well, no, it was more than for 20 minutes. So it must be between 20 to 30 minutes, because after 15 minutes, when she took the test, she had to stop for a minute to get the proper readings. She said, I cannot tell much before it stops flowing so fast, like they were flying. She said, there's energy and there's lots of oxygen in the blood. You could tell, like,
Yeah.
It's amazing what the patches do. So that's crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, and there's an example. You can clearly see that the one on the right is the one that was done before you applied the patch, and the one on the left shows how the blood cells seem to be freer in flowing and not, sort of attaching to each other.
Yeah, I hope it was in the right order, but people could clearly see which one is clumped together and which one was.
You know what? You can readily identify that where the cells are individual and flowing, as opposed to the clumping effect of what was on the right side. So thank you for sharing that, because that is, again, scientific evidence.
I wanted to share another thing. I would just want to tell people, like, Jim and Victoria were actually the people that encouraged me to go to the gym. Well, I was encouraged before already, but then when I saw what they could do, and I knew I had to do it so people could know the recovery is very quick with the patches. It's different.
It's just a better quality of life using the patches. So regardless of healing, a person might say, well, I don't really have any particular aches and pains. Your life itself and the quality of it and the stamina and the recovery for those of you that like to push yourselves and the after effect is amazing, because I'll give you guys a quick story. This summer, I was building a wall in my backyard, and a lot of people followed it. In fact, the reel that I put up got thousands of views, so it was kind of funny. I like to share parts of my life, as you know. And we moved thousands of pounds of rocks to get them from one place onto my truck and then off the truck and into the place I needed them in the backyard. And I have not been exercising regularly. I would love to, and I intend to, now that my healing is complete from the surgery I had. But I can tell you that I was not sore the next day, and normally I would be sore. Every part of my body would be screaming at me, what did you do to me? All the muscles and joints. And I woke up the next day and I felt like I hadn't done a thing. And it was amazing not to have that pain that you'd normally have when you are stressing yourselves out. So again, we have this all natural product. And in a world, I mean, you said it, Carola, one time, the world is looking for what we have.
Yes. Absolutely.
And we have a phenomenal product created by a man who believes that he's been given these abilities to develop this product by God, who professes his faith in God like we do. We know that our bodies have been are an incredible creation and can do more, but we have shut our bodies down. And that's where our problems start. And now we need to detoxify. We need to regenerate the body. And those words are powerful. So in this offering to you guys, to you truckers and everyone else watching, this company actually backs up its product with a money-back guarantee. And that's amazing. That's amazing.
Well, thanks, Carl.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to thank you for coming on the call, and I'm going to wrap up this call with just a few more bits of information. Thank you so much, Carola and Roger, again.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so just to wrap it up, we have a great product. We have a great company. We have a great inventor. And what we're offering to some of you that are looking and going to watch this video later is you've come to the end of hope. Perhaps you've been to a doctor for a reoccurring condition that he has not been able to help you with, that the drugs that you've tried haven't helped. I offer you hope. That's all I'm offering you in the simple form of a peel and stick patch that you could wear here, or most noticeably at the back of your neck, and let it work its magic so that we can actually get our bodies to do what we know they can do. So on Monday in Winnipeg, for those of you watching in that area code, in Winnipeg at the Pony Corral on Nairn Avenue, we're having an open evening of information. We're not there to sell anything or to get you to sign up. It's entirely your choice. But we want to present the product. We want to present the company. We want to present David Schmidt, the CEO, founder, and scientist behind the product. And we want to present the business opportunity that it is for you. So if you'd like to come out, RSVP, let us know you're coming. It is limited seating, but we still have room. Pony Corral at 6 p.m. on Nairn Avenue in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And reaching out into December in Winkler, where we have a lot of truckers that live. A lot of truckers are living there. And we've got some great testimonies that we're going to share on December the 30th. We are hosting an event. Again, it'll be a Saturday afternoon. Just come out and hear what we have to offer. And you will see and you will be amazed. I'm sure you will be, as we present testimonies from people that are using the product and anecdotal evidence of what you can expect and some of the science behind the product, because it's a simple product that you can just simply wear on your body, again, for you or a loved one. And I want to leave you with one thought on this. If you could change anything about your health, what would it be? and what difference would it make? Thank you all for watching. God bless you wherever you are.